writers, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk all things target audience. So you're writing a book. Amazing. But do you know the most crucial step in writing? Yes, if you know me, you know I talk constantly about the heart of fiction, the characters, but today, that's actually not what we're talking about. No, my friends, today we are talking about knowing your target audience. So, what is a target audience? Essentially, it's who you write your book for. It's your peer group who will enjoy and appreciate everything you have to say in your book. So, why is target audience important? Knowing your peers and your niche community will let you reach those who will actually love and appreciate and share your book. Think of it like this. You're planning a vacation getaway to Mexico. Well, if you simply decide, I'm gonna go to Mexico, but you don't really dig deep and do your due diligence, you end up with something entirely different than what you really wanted. You might be so excited that you skip the research because all you can think about is getting yourself to some spa, white sands, maybe a little yoga, mostly uninterrupted reading time. So what do? You take the kids, maybe even the husband, and you drop them off at Mimi and Papa's house, and you're off. But a surprise awaits you when you touch down, only to discover you're deep into a non-stop South Beach-like party resort. Yes, it is true that I've done it, I've been there, and I could not imagine it at this point in my life. If it's your thing, hey, to each their own. However, the whole point is, these are not the people that you wanted to spend your relaxing getaway with. It's similar to when you're writing a book. Make the right intentions and plan from the start. Let's look at an example. Suppose you're writing a contemporary romance with a 20-year-old female protagonist. In that case, a beta reader who enjoys YA, also known as young adult, will be more in tune with the story than that old guy who loves government conspiracies. If you don't know what a beta reader is, no worries. A beta reader is someone who you send your work to, usually unpaid, and they give you subjective feedback. This is a crucial step before you send your work to an editor. So you take who you want to read the book and you write for them. You need to know these readers because you need to know how to appeal to them, to create characters that they will fall in love with, that they will cry for, and something to offer them some kind of an escape. So how do you find your target audience? Well, obviously you take a look at the demographics. Knowing gender, sex, orientation, age, education, socio-political factors, life experiences. Okay, it is all stuff you need to take into account for. There just seems to be a growing amount of trigger warnings and sensitivities these days. So you need to really think about that whenever you're picking your target audience. These are the things that will help you not only write, but it will be really beneficial for all of your marketing plans moving forward. Things you can do to uncover your target audience. You start with your genre. First, you think broadly what your story is telling. Then you narrow in on themes and the experiences it will create. This will help you uncover your subgenre. Being very specific about your writing isn't limiting. If anything, it's freeing. So when I first got started in writing, this is before I even went back to school for my English degree or my master's, I didn't realize at the time the importance of target audience. And so whenever I was seeking out feedback, I joined a couple of Facebook groups and I was just desperate. I thought, okay, everybody else is getting feedback. I'll do the same thing and I'll reach out and see if I can get feedback. And I got feedback from people that weren't my audience. Okay, so the whole old guy with the government conspiracy, okay, guilty. That was totally from a life experience. This guy not only ripped to shreds my story about these amazing real life warrior women that existed in ancient times, but he said that my writing gave him a visceral reaction and literally made him sick. At first, it totally tore me down, and I was not used to feedback at the time, and so my skin wasn't thick enough. I didn't realize the importance of subjective criticism. I didn't realize the importance of target audience. I didn't realize all these factors that go in that only putting your work out there and going through those experiences would actually lend me. But I'm just here to potentially save you from that step because it hurt. I mean, it was a little wound, but it was also a beginning step because not only did I say, fuck that guy, but I also just realized that, okay, my audience would be women, and my audience would also be women who like a little bit of grit, that like The Last Kingdom, that like Game of Thrones, maybe just a little touch of Outlander for, Jamie. But it's more so I realized exactly what to do with my story from that point forward. And it was very liberating. So thank you, old guy with a conspiracy problem. Okay, so moving on. You want to realize that there are a ton of communities for niche subgenres. For instance, let's go back to what I write. Historical fiction. Well, I also incorporate lion companions, Greek goddesses, a smidge of witchcraft. So technically, I write historical fantasy. My protagonist is a warrior woman who retells her life from birth to adulthood. So technically, the age of my reader could vary. But then you throw in just a few lusty bits and gritty battles, and it leads to an adult audience. So in my case, I then look into the era of my historical fiction. It's ancient. It incorporates Greek mythology, revealing my niche subgenre. So my next step is to look at books with those audiences in mind, like Circe and the Song of Achilles from Madeline Miller. Love. And there's my audience. Okay, so why is this so important? Because you need to realize that we as humans and readers are incredibly complex. So the thinking around your story needs to be also cerebral and complex. Taking the steps to uncover your target audience is critical, as it will help you realize what you need not only in your story to take you from idea maker to, oh shit, I'm now a legit author with clarity and depth who captivates the readers long after they've finished my book. There's more information on all things, how to write your novel, what to do after you've written your novel, and a little bit of everything in between. Reach out to me and connect. I'm always here to support you, and I can't wait to hear from you and see how you're doing on your writing journey. Cheers.